I don't have a lot to say today. I'm too cold.
This is the Clay Show today. Get after it. Come on, it's cold. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and as promised, we're going to tell you how we boondocked Capitol Reef. It's cold out here, so I got to get my jacket. So everybody's done a video on Capitol Reef and what it's like and all that. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to boondock it, not necessarily what's actually in the park. So let me turn this generator off and we'll get into that. So I promised y'all I was going to tell you how to boondock out west of the Mississippi. And basically all the land is either National Forest roads or it's BLM. Well, you can't actually find BLM land. There is an app, there's the Dirt, and it will give you a BLM overlay. But you really can't call the BLM national office and get a map because they don't know where they're at. You can't call the state BLM because they don't know where all their campgrounds are. You actually have to call the district. So you get down to the district level, they can't send you maps either. You have to either have them mailed to you or go to the district office, you can pick them up. Luckily, when we were going to Capitol Reef, a BLM office was just, whew, that wind is stout. The BLM office was just down the road, so we picked up a map. That led us to Goblin Valley State Park. Yeah. All right, we did not stay in the state park. What we did was we drove the area around it, which was National Forest and BLM land.
Right.
And what we did was we found tons, I mean tons. There are probably 200 places that you could go and boondock there. Some of them are on plateaus that you can see 360 degrees. Anyway, to get to it, you take I-70 west, you go to the, I don't remember what exit it is. It's where
Highway 24.
Where Highway 24 intersects it. You go down about 10-15 miles and you'll see a sign that says Goblin Valley State Park. You make a right and go in there. Both sides of that road all the way down are boondocking spots, but then there's a road that cuts over that goes to the state park that there's even more boondocking, and that's actually on ledges, kind of like Wall, South Dakota. So that, if you're going to boondock, that's the place to do it if you're seeing Capitol Reef. Now, what we did, because we had left Tennessee, we boondocked Dot Cerro, Colorado.
We boondocked all the way to Dot Cerro. So 3 nights out.
Right.
Then the 4th night was at Dot Cerro.
So we were already kind of low on supplies,
right.
And we needed a campground.
Right.
And this is where campgrounds come into play. So we found this place called Off-Road RV Resort.
Right.
Very minimalistic park, but very, very well maintained.
Very well.
We use that as our quote home base. Dump and flush the tanks, and it was 17 miles outside of Capitol Reef.
Yep.
And we used that to get everything that we needed done. There was a grocery store a little ways down the road. There was a diesel station.
Yeah. Propane.
Got propane refilled, got the truck filled up. Now, the nice thing about that park is, they'll let you dump, flush, and refill your fresh tanks free of charge. They ask for a donation to a charity, but these people are so nice, y'all. Give to the charity, but then,
yeah,
pay them for it. I mean, they're fantastic people, and the
so
park
nice.
is truly amazing.
I think we'll do a video on it.
Yeah, we're going to do a video just on the campground.
A bonus one.
We may do that instead of a technical video next week.
Right.
So that's what we did. We get to an area, we find a campground, we scout out for boondocking spots, we go see what we're going to do, we get the rig set up, then we go boondock. And as you can see, we're boondocked in the middle of nowhere. Actually, we're boondocked because we're working on the video for national parks, which will come out next week, so make sure you watch that. So some of the other things to do in and around Goblin State Park, and if you're looking for it, just look for Hanksville. It's where Highway 24 intersects with
95.
Highway 95. We have to mention Highway 95.
Yeah.
We're going to do a completely separate video on that as well. But if you come out of Hanksville, or if you come out of the off-road RV resort and you make a right, that will take you back through Hanksville. It'll take you directly to Highway 95. Hands down, it's the most beautiful place we've been in Utah so far.
And we've already been to 2 national parks.
Yeah, not even close. Not even close. So it goes all the way down to Height and all the way to Lake, the very northern tip of Lake Powell. Right. All right, so we learned 2 terms that this time of year you kind of need to know. One is hydrologic. That's when the snowpack in the mountains, it gets warm enough to thaw that out, and it comes running down the mountains into the river. The process of that melting and falling is hydrologic. And it's a big deal because it can cause flooding. So if you're
power outages.
And power outages. So anywhere you go, especially Capitol Reef and the national parks around here, always stop at the visitor center first and ask them about the flood report, because there may be some little streams and stuff that you need to stay away from for fear of flash flooding. The other, we kept seeing signs for national recreation areas.
Yes.
And we just thought they were part of the National
Park Service
or whatever. And that's kind of true, but it's really not. So the Bureau of Land Reclamation is responsible for placing all the dams, I think in the United States, but I definitely know west of the Mississippi. The problem is the Bureau of Land Reclamation doesn't want to manage the property that their dams are on. And by creating the dams, it creates recreation areas that people want to use, such as Lake Powell. So what they did back in I think it was the late 40s, early 50s, they suckered the Park Service into agreeing to manage these areas for them, and they managed the water distribution through the dams. The Park Service did not want to do it, but they basically got hogtied into it, and so now they are technically under the control of the Park Service, but they're actually lands that are charged to the Bureau of Land Reclamation. So, really weird. I don't know if any of y'all ever knew that before. I was curious as to what the hell it was, so did a little research, took a little while to figure it out. Other than that, I think that's all we've got.
Stay tuned next week for more boondocking outside of Arches and Canyonlands National Parks.
The other thing is, in the description, I will put the GPS coordinates to some of my favorite places in Goblin Valley, and then we'll provide a link to the off-road RV resort, as well as the GPS directions for it. It's inexpensive. I mean, it was like, what, $45, $49 a night?
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It
is, when this place, it's new, so when people find out about it, it's going to be booked out. Yep. Y'all, it is not, I mean, it's just right there outside of Capitol Reef.
Yeah, and
the nicest people you ever met.
Dead set right in the middle of 3 mountains. I mean, you see mountains from every side.
Yep.
So I think that's it. Y'all like, subscribe, cook chicken wings, do all the stuff.
We're going to go inside because it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold and windy.
And we'll see you next week on our Road Less Traveled.
Bye. Whew.